Good morning guys, welcome to a new week of Model Railways videos for this week. Slash video gameplay slash doll video stuff slash chat video kind of thing. So for this week, for today specifically, because I'm having a day off tomorrow, and then Wednesday we're at Dawlish, seeing this very special train coming through. So, because of that one's coming through, I thought today to film and then tomorrow have a day off, and then Dawlish will be on Wednesday. Thought about the train stuff on Thursday. I don't know if I'm going to travel on Thursday to somewhere like Powell or Oswego yet. We'll think about it over Wednesday and see what happens, but we'll see. But here you guys having a great day. Apologise, it's a little later than normal. It's literally about 45 minutes later than normal. It's nearly 10 o'clock already. So don't worry, it's going to be filming from now till 10:50. So yeah, it's going to be very late than normal because obviously you discussed. So today is just going to be a bit of chill from the part of running trains, and obviously just to run some other locomotives too. I'm going to run some freight in this video as well. Run some old-fashioned stuff first, then HST is the iconic, my most favourite trains of all time. And obviously that's true to real life too. When I see them, I always still enjoying happiness, no matter what livery they're in. Whether it's Cross Country, GWR, GNER, First Great Western, all the variety of liveries. The only one I don't like is the weird new Freightliner one that they've done. Oh, it's terrible. That's the only one I don't like. But the rest is fine. As long as they haven't got no buffers on them, because they are hideous looking things on the HSTs. So I never thought that was a good idea. They've done that on the Grand Central, so I like the Grand Central livery, I just don't like the buffers on them. It's just, they kind of ruined the idea of what the hedges were originally designed for back in the late 1970s. They were designed for speed, designed for comfort as well. And obviously now we've got a more comfort by the fact that we've got the first class reformed HST set. And I know people are like, isn't that an awesome train? Yeah, it is. But GWR Castle HSTs are just as awesome as well as the first class stuff. And obviously one time the GWR Castles were able to go back to Edinburgh a long time back, probably when they first released. They were doing the Edinburgh. Obviously, the London Hampton now is taken over by what's the name called the train? The Class 800 class, the Javelin. Or you can nickname the Class 395. It doesn't really matter, but I know some people in the comments will say, alright, this train, this is actually Class 800. Well, yeah, they're given that code for the Class 800 because they can't actually go out and call it the Class 395. It's based off of the 800, but in model form it's Class 395. But obviously for reasons why they did it, not naming it that, because obviously it's under a different system now. Not what it was back then. Obviously, because back then was the time where the Javelins were nicknamed the class bullet trains. And we have the bullet trains here in the UK. It's just they've got another name called the Class 800. But yeah, they changed it simply because of the other people's thoughts and their opinion on what is right and wrong, and what should be named, blah blah blah. But yeah, that's why they keep the name of the car 800 because of that reason, but they could nickname the car 905. So that's the same thing anyway. And what's the big deal? It really doesn't matter. Yeah. What's nicer? My opinion, the two favourite trains that I've ever been on in my entire life, to be honest, when it comes to diesels and hybrid systems like the HSTs, my most number one favourite diesel hybrid system is the HST. And I would like to have a big collection of it. I would have them on shelves rather than glass cabinets. I would have them as a display shelf, and I'd take them down bit by bit when I'm running, want to run them on the out. And that's the idea of basically when you sit during a small period of time, those can sit there and they can run when I actually got space for it. And obviously that's the idea of all of the HTs I have in time. Of course, we've got the blue pine coming up this coming week. I really hope it works nice enough to do that this coming week because what it's saying it's going to be a horrible day. I'm really hoping it's only just windy and not wet. The only hating thing though. Because going and seeing the train. This is the HST designed from 1975 to 1999, which is the one in the EWR ones. 1930, 1930, so yeah. The train, the HST design was built, the UK company I think it was run by 1930s to 1999. That is basically the new version of the Blue Foreman. Obviously, the original Blue Foreman was stuck in the Shetzel out country. It never came out. Well, it's been put in that shit since the late 60s, I think. So, obviously, time has changed, and obviously, we've got the HST form of the Blue Foreman. Yeah, I did like the original Blue Foreman. I don't know what it was about it, but it certainly has something and it's quite unique in its own design. And to be honest, if I had a HST form, choose the HST version of the Blue Foreman, or I would go for the original one by Batman. I think, to be honest, when it comes to the Blue Foreman, I'd rather get a HST form because that way I can have another line here, Blue Foreman, if that's the next one I might get. But obviously I'm going to get a Newcastle this year to fill up that gap. It's basically just a new car and a new train car, but what I might do with this end is actually keep that in because there's something wrong with that. This, obviously you can see there's a bit of motion moving, but yeah, this train we've done so much more in its history. This HST would have been the HST/1, I think it was, or was it HST/2? I think it's one of those two main units back in the day, but these trains were originally put for a experimental test from the other units were called the TPE? No, not TPE, that's made of combined gel. Is it IP? I can't remember. It was experimental electric tilting train of its kind. The TPE, yeah, it's TPE. The name of the train called TPE was it TPE. But it's still preserved and it's still shown at Crewe Heritage Centre. I still want to go through it, so I'm going to see it. Because that would be a good thing. With tomorrow's video, I'm not doing anything. I'm not filming tomorrow because obviously with Wednesday coming up and then Thursday and obviously Saturday as well because I'm going to miss a day on Friday because, you know, I am hoping to film over the weekend at a mainline railway station at some point this year. Obviously I'm limited because of my mum being so busy, but hopefully I will be aiming to do some more stuff over the weekend filming wise. Once I'm not going to film on Sunday, I'm going to use at least one day off and I'll have a break. I need a break just before I get my companion girl bought. Obviously I haven't got any yet, I haven't bought any yet. Still saving up there. But at some point, you know, I'm going to get the Roto X as well. At some point. But also, for just an updated video, I wanted to cover a couple of little train topics that I got planned for this summer. Actually, all being well and not turned out in ill or bug or anything. I do want to cover a little bit of topics for the end of this video. I want to mention more about train stuff, and I want to share my opinions with trains and obviously there's a topic I want to mention, that's why I ended this video off at just before 11 o'clock this morning. It will literally be just before 11 AM. But yeah, I'm going to be covering a little bit of a few topics which might change how to look at this railway in the future. This one I'll sit down for because obviously it's a lot to go through. But I'm just going to check the camera to make sure everything is working well and make sure there's no light flickering on the... It's terrible again. You zoom in and see if it will focus a bit more. It kind of does, but not very well. Yeah, HD might work better in this scenario, but I still haven't bought my carrigan. I need to bring that in for the Saturday video. So what we do now, I'll bring it down, the camera down, and we'll see what topics I can cover while it's down with the railway. So that's my plan is running around for a couple of more laps. I want to cover a few topics of steam trains. This is the first topic to cover. I got a few steam engine fans. I am not a high steam engine fan as so much as diesels, but Darcy 5. I just had a shower, you stink bum. So yeah, I'm not a big steam engine fan compared to diesels, but being that I'm a diesel fan and diesel hybrid, certainly I'm a big diesel fan. And simply because of these units off to the side, but obviously I would certainly say in second place my favourite going out. So we all know what we're favourite. Well, my top number one always is going to be the HP. In 6125 of the Class 43s. Is my top number ones. What would be my second diesel favourite? Second would have to be, I think it's the 47. The 47 but to be honest, I also like the Class 66s, put in all the MGR hoppers, or the tankers that they're putting at the moment, probably like oil or petrol or whatnot. That's basically the stuff they're probably putting. But yeah, there's a lot of options out there with freight. Which you can't do with passengers. There will be a lot more options for passenger trains. But yeah, I think it's the 66 to be honest, and then 47. But 43 is always going to be my number one. Right. Next up we got the, I think the next one we're going to go for was the Bullard, within the HSTs in after the steam engines have gone through. Do I like steam over electrics? Mostly depends on the train. When it comes to steam engines, I like my Bullard, I like my A4s, I also like the EWS carnations, and also the Elizabeth one that for the Diamond Jubilee we had recently. Well, it wasn't that recent, was it? It's several years back. But yeah, I like the one that was called Liz, Queen Elizabeth. Obviously I'll get Liz herself at some point, and I'll put in a new siding with steam engines. I will get the Flying Scotsman again, as well as the EWS. When it comes to diesels, how many diesels I'm going to get this year? Don't know as this moment in time. Okay, she'll do 2 more laps, and then I'll give the pannier, not a pannier, the tank locomotive. Okay. and then we'll end with the steam with the little tiny thing. We'll also get the other tender one out, see if she can pour this lots as well. But yeah, there's a lot of content creators I watch, not just train stuff. I also watch companion doll stuff. I also watch I'm very much into horror as well, so I watch a bit of horror stuff. And you know, obviously I would watch a bit of workout stuff. I watch football every now and again. So I'm a football fan as well. Yeah. But mostly I'm into trains and companion dolls stuff when it comes to it. Those are my two favourite things. So, yeah, it's pretty much that's what I'm based around on when it comes to things that I enjoy. And hopefully I'll stay clear of my conditions for a long time, which would be nice. Because they are pretty nasty when they hit, and I don't like that. Okay, last lap with the balloon then. And when she comes on again, I'll stop her, and then we'll get the other tender one on. Then we'll do tank locomotive, and then we'll do the little tiny thing, and then we'll do the HST. And that's with it. Most of you guys are interested in, just as much as I am. It's nice to get the Buddhas up and running again. She's been running for since 2017, so yeah, she's been off the rail for a while. Let's get her back and running. I've got this other tender locomotive that's now going to be Gura. I think that tender locomotive is once they're on track now and needs a service. I haven't oiled her and I haven't cleaned her up in about a few months. So I might leave that off to one side and we'll give her an oil before she can pull anything again. She ran back in February very well, but since then she hasn't run very well at all since then. Guessing that oil needs placement, it will need to clean up. Here comes the tank locomotive. This is one of my favourite steam locomotives that comes to steam. That's the tank one. I like the panniers too. So it's nice to get a tank ready to run. Imagine seeing this on the main line. Yeah, that would be actually pretty awesome to see. But honestly, they're not going to be as good as the HSC is going to be, because obviously they're very outdated compared to the Class 43 set. The HSC, they're only had more 50 years old, but these patent boards, well, between 90 and 100 years old, some of them. But just like you say, 200 and outmark sometimes diesels and electrics. It does go to show though. I mean, if the HSC run longer, for like 2045, then, you know, you've got a kind of a capacitor between these and the steam, but because obviously they only go until 2025, which is seen to be a very kind of short period. And I think in time, I think the HSC should I think they should benefit to have these reserves for, you know, running season during the summertime they can run, and then out of season they can have the other moment when they run during times when the javelins are not, you know, able to operate. They use fever in there to take that spot from them, and they can run between the areas of Devon and Cornwall. But even London occasionally, so, you know, roll with them. Anyway, story will be continued after a little bit of running in on the train. One more lap for the tank locomotive and then we'll end it there. Right, when she comes around again I will take off and we'll not bother with the small one because I know she won't play it much instead of my carriage. So, let's put all these carriages away. We'll put HSTs on, and we'll just start with smallest, well, the smoothest to the roughest, I guess. Doesn't really matter, to be honest. When it comes to HSTs, they can run anytime they want. Right, we'll go with the GNER. Well, should we go with the First Great Western first? We'll go to the First Great Western first and then the GNER. This time around we're going to have the opposite way round. So we'll get the train car one first. Then we'll grab the one of the carriages. By the way, people ask me, like, are these fully accurate to scale of the colour scheme of the First Great Western? Not entirely, no. But obviously I will get the proper correct colour scheme in time, but I haven't got that far yet. I'm busy getting the units for the GWR castles first. I'll let her run around about 3 or 4 laps and then we'll pop it over. How's what you doing? There's about 3 or 4 2 more laps will go around and then we'll swap over to the GNR. So you see how they go too. One more lap goes around. Okay. Once the next goes around, I'll stop around here again and then I'll get the GNR one back. I'll put it on. I was about to go and put it back on, but I'll put it on today. So yeah, I don't want to overrun this particular train because she has a habit of overheating. I don't know whatever work they done to it to make it runnable, but they made it probably quite really overheated to the unit, and obviously I'm assuming that's because of whatever the work they did to it. Might have been slightly overpowered from the fan to the unit to push it along, but I don't know for sure. So what I might do after I get the castle, I might get a new First Great Western unit, and then with the carriages that I'll get for it beforehand, you know, I'll try to get another First Great Western one and see if it's just as smooth or it's just the same quality. No, we'll see, because obviously that's not the first thing on my mind right now. Got one run, well we got 2 a run. Got the GNR one I treat myself to during my coming out of hospital last year. That was my treat. You know, at the time I couldn't really afford it, but I did it anyway. So I thought I'd do it then because obviously I knew prices of these things going up, and they're iconic and beautiful trains. They are very smart in their own design. Can't reach. Yeah, occasionally have this problem where the trains do collide sometimes, but they haven't. The nice thing about this little layout, it's only about a 4 foot by 2 feet in double O. This layout is perfect for a smaller layout, a smaller space, but you know, sometimes, you know, I mean, what matters the most, it's much more stable on this layout than they are on this one. The bigger one has been before, and they're not going to fall off. Which is a good thing, because obviously you don't want that expense to suddenly crash out and then suddenly something goes hideously wrong, which none of us want, because yeah, it's not nice to have to keep. And that's great, I can hear it on the back wheel, or on that wheel there. So when she comes around again, I'm going to have to change that wheel because it just keeps catching. And it just keeps catching the wheel every time. I don't know what's causing it to catch quite like that. What I might do is switch it around and see if it happens as... And yes, the HST units can tilt, not very much, but they can tilt very slightly. You can kind of see it every now and again. If it's on the Tighthouse radius curve, you can see it just ever so slightly. They can do that, but there's only a minimum amount of movement because obviously the design of the train. But yeah, they can tilt. Very minimal amount, but they can tilt on the carriages. These probably were taken from the original Intercity sets, but I don't know. They upgraded the carriages since then. what I want to do with these trains, eventually the carriages, not the units, but they're fine, the units, is that eventually when I'm comfortable enough and confident enough and I know they'll be fine, I want to sort out these carriages and put strip lightings in the roof of the carriages, put little detail on the chairs, you know, put all these sort of things, people inside them so they're ready to get moving. Yeah, so things like that is what I'm aiming to do with them, and hopefully in time those people, those model people that they're riding the train, then I can come back out and they're sitting on the bench on the platform waiting for their train to come in, which is what I want to do eventually, but obviously with very little finances it's very difficult. Well, this one and First Great Western, this one and the First Great Western HST and the castle as well once I get a new unit, card unit for her. They're all beautiful trains. You know, there's some people out there who gripe about the, you know, HSTs being that they, I mean, think about it, from its time, its history, from way back to the late 70s, these trains were, you know, they're very modern and very, like, brilliant idea for the time, have diesel hybrid trains, and, you know, it came from the class, is it class 52 or is it 53, I can't remember, but I know it came from a Western train, the real size thing. It came from the diesel hybrid. They had one diesel engine in one unit and then they had another diesel over the other cab. So basically two cabs had separate motors, and then this centerpiece that was powered by the electric generator, and they converted that diesel straight into the electric generator and pushing out that whatever engine they had in it, probably a little bit less or a little bit more for what these had. But I think what they could do with the HSTs is do something similar, but modernise it, make it more powerful, but make it more electrical, you know, hybrid. To take a bigger generator in there, more efficient, it can last you until 2045, and you can use that bigger engine just to push it up the hill, and, you know, they can power for the wheels for a certain small amount of time going up the hill to the peak. And when you go down the hill, switch that engine off, let it coast, obviously using a little bit of brakes and make sure it's not going to go too fast, but, you know, systems like that, it could work, and that electric system push it back into the motors, those diesel hybrid motors, push it back in, recycle that engine, reusing it to basically into the modern versions of HST. They can still do that. But I expect companies won't do that because they are, you know, cutting corners on everything as much as they can, because obviously they like to be cheap Watsons. But if it comes to HSTs, they could easily do something like that. They could easily change the units out with new motors and new electric generators. You have one over the cab motor, separate motor to the cab. It obviously just short from where the cab sits, and then you've got the cab detail with the chair and the driver in, and then you've got the chair in the back unit, which could be an power unit with one powered engine just before the cab, and then you have another unit just over the back, saying you're just short of the grill, doing the same thing, and you sort of slot in this big generator and little thing at both ends, and it can last you like 48 hours. And what they could do into that system, they could change that system with basically that diesel engine will push it into the electric generator. The electric generator cuts off the diesel engine, and then the electric generator will power the wheels over like, I don't know, quite a lot of miles. hundreds and thousands of miles they could cover on that, on the generator and the train. And then, you know, these trains can last a lot longer. And alternatively, they can also use third rail with a little hybrid system. They can put on third rail shoes on the HFCs, and they basically put on they can put on third rail shoes on these units, and they can go longer, but they still use diesel engines in them to power the units, but converting that diesel into third rail, losing by that electric generator, pushing it up, and then they're basically using a diesel engine when power's not on to push it along the rails. You know, that could be an idea for the future. It could happen, but they have to put their mind to it, and they have to work out how it's going to work with the train. Instead of trying to keep replacing these units, they could do something like that to save money, but you need something long term, something efficient and it is reliable, but also making sure that system will work in the urban trains, no matter how old it is, how new it is. If the older unit's still around, they can still do the same thing as the diesel engines out there. And that way they can last a lot longer. And, you know, it saves them a lot less money to spend more money on something long term on a new unit, which can only last the initial of HC from the 1975, but they could go upgrading it to the next level. So it's an idea. It could be a brilliant idea. I think if the company worked with each other, they probably could put them and it can last you until 2045 until somebody else comes along and, you know, somebody just as smart as we are. Say like the, what's it called in Germany, they have the ice keys. Yeah. I thought that part in particular was hilarious, because I never known in Britain there were no ice keys in France. But, you know, I mean with the modern HFCs, the performance sets, they are just, yeah. I think the most used unit is this one in our area, it's the Duo Castles, but quite frankly, the PNERs were outdated in 2008, sadly, and these versions got sold out by another company. I'm not quite sure what company it was, but they did get sold by a different company at the end. I think it was sold out by, was it Grand Central or was it East Coast? I couldn't remember. I know there was an East Coast one and there was a South Coast over the further over the country. But yeah, all these trains that I'm going to be collecting in model form, I think the speed of these hybrid systems in real life. I mean, you could probably put a steam generator inside of these model units, and you can make the holes where the hole the both is, both there and there, and you can get one that's got like black cloud smoke coming out the top of this model, and then look like they're actually making that effort, and it's usually really thin. You can't really see it, but it's really like something like work it. It's basically superior to what it used to be, but you know, and they are pretty superior from its time, pretty modernised for its time, but I think they can do the next grade up to it if they had the funding and they had the support for it to do it, and I bet they would do it. But then spending a fortune on brand new trains, it's alright to have information on the real size thing on standard gauge in real life, but replacing all of these, the gatherings, keep the HSTs, but upgrade them to replace the units so they can last longer and longer. Basically, and they could last just as long as the steam engine did back in the pre-steam time, but they could last 70, 80 years if they actually were designed really well. Because the HSC hasn't done 70 or 80 years yet. If they're doing 70 or 80 years, they would be running for like 2050 at the minimum to last that long, which is cool, but I don't know if people would do that, run that long for them. But I think it's a cool idea if they can do it. It means that it will save money long term for keep replacing every single unit across billions. Billions and trillions probably to keep replacing those units with newer trains all the time, but I don't understand why they won't. They can use the units they've already got. Just upgrade them all. Upgrade all the engines already in them. Make them more efficient. Maybe it's in the old liveries still attached to them. Like the DNR HSCs, they can still stand around running. As to why the, something like the Class 43 and the 47s can be upgraded with a hybrid engine. These things though, it's possible. It does, you have to take your mind to it, and you have to really take your time over it to really build it in. But I think that would probably be a brilliant idea if they did that with the HSTs. They can use third rail as an option with pickup shoes, and on top of that, it means that that train will run very smoothly, very happily on the line. But I think all this is possible. It's just a matter of, get the finance to do it and actually get the support you need to do it. I mean, with the old AC electrics, when you had two tannery systems were 25,000 volts and 2,500 volts AC electric. I mean, why can't they change those to something a bit more modernised with the units they really transferred at that time? Make them more reliable for future tannery systems, and they can make them, and it's possible. And once they've done their 50 years for each train, they can be preserved each heritage line, and some maybe in displayed in Yorkshire Moors, Somerset, some at Bodmin Park, Bodmin Centre, and they're stored at the sheds area where they can come out during the summertime when a very special train, and it has sort of challenges like during the seasons. Put in those very bizarre and quite interesting trains to run around on. It seems like that would be fascinating to a lot of people, I think, if they were still running longer. I think it would fascinate me if they can do something like that for the train, and they can run very smoothly, the units, but let me know in the comments below if you think that's a good idea. What they should do with the HSTs and the Class 158s and the 150s and the variety of others that you don't see near as often, but they are around. The only train I don't want to see is a Pacer. Hideous looking things. They look like a bus on rails. They don't look like trains. They don't actually look like buses. Terrible, I know, but they do look pretty bad in some way. They do look. So yeah, the trains that back then were replaced by diesels because obviously the efficient issues they had. How often would I go and see the trains? Often as I can. During the summer and the winter months, I would still see the trains as often as I was able to. Would I get on the bus to see the trains, or would I cycle there? I'm sure you guys would probably prefer to see the Class 42 running with another carriage on the back there, but I will get another carriage. It's just at the moment I can't because obviously finance is tight. I get one at a time. Once I get a new unit, I'm asking my mum for my birthday to get me another castle carriage for the GWR HST set. I'll get the units during the late in the summer. Obviously at the end of July I've got my companion dog I'm going to be getting. And then around August, September time I'll probably get myself a new castle. So yeah, obviously it means that I'm going to be short on money for that reason as well, but it means I get one new train and it's not a lot. I only get one new train, then after Christmas I can get a new section. But yeah, you can do so much with your layout, and so much with real things too, if you actually put your mind to it. The lines can be straighter down Cornwall. I mean, you can just adjust the tracks to a more straighter level. And I'll build them all the way down to right just past Tamar and then out. I mean, at least they can at least go at 40 miles an hour instead of 10 around on the line up there. Because everything else is around there on another point. But they have to share a point at a certain point for them to cross over to the other system, rail system. Okay, let's go for freight next. Or should we go passenger for the passenger freight barrel thing? Okay, I think we're going to go for the... What I want to do with the HSTs that are... I'm going to be basically getting new units for the castle this year. When I'm going to get those? Probably at the end of August. So, you know, I'm going to be getting a new... Basically, the idea of basically leaving a gap between the power car and the training car is to just simulate where the other carriage is going to sit. So you sit the other carriage there, push that one forward, and there'll be another carriage to this point here. So basically it'll cover this point to this point. So that basically would be covered, and then you know this will come into the shot that's there, and then clip up. Anyway, we're going to go for a freight now, so have a little bit of fun on the freight for a little bit before we end the video off. We'll get all the wagons on first, because obviously it's just going to be easier, isn't it? You know what? Just have a quick go at the British Rail AC Electric with the British Rail carriages first. So we'll have a little go at the British Rail train first, then we'll have a go at the freight, and then we'll call it the end of the day from that one. Got a day off tomorrow, because obviously with Wednesday coming up, and then Thursday as well, and then Saturday. So yeah, I've got a lot. I'll still show you the new British, the London Custard carriage that I've painted. I will bring that in. I still haven't brought it in. It's been sitting in the kitchen for a while. I will bring it in and show you. Just haven't got round to it yet. I keep forgetting about it. There we go. Just run that one around. We'll do 3 laps with this one and then we'll go to the train. What am I going to do with the, if I ever get a British Rail DMU? Well, the British Rail DMU. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that yet. We'll see. But yeah, let's put this off to the side somewhere. But let's put this one away. I'll get the cargo out, or the freight, so to speak. And we'll just try to get those going. Be back in a second. If you're right for battery wise, it's getting quite low. 1050. I'll tell you what, because obviously we're running short on time today, well, just it's getting later. I'm going to end it in a couple of minutes actually. We'll end it with the HST instead, because I will try to get a better shot and do freight for you on Saturday. Yeah. There won't be nothing on tomorrow because there's no filming on tomorrow. But we'll run freight on a Saturday and we can just have a bit of fun with the freight and take our time with it. I can do a 2-hour video if I want on Saturday. But yeah, it is what it is, and I'm just trying to keep myself motivated as often as possible as well. The life is stressful. So I'm going to end it with this train. So I hope you had a great day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video so much as you want to enjoy it. There won't be any more model railway videos until Saturday, and then obviously because we've got the appointment coming up in a couple of days, literally 2 days, and then at the end of April we've got the Flying Scotsman coming down, and that's going to be quite early in the morning, I think, like late morning, early afternoon. So yeah, and then of course we've got Blue Corn coming up this week, and then there's obviously with a load of events for diesel and steam events coming up in June, July, August, probably some in September as well with the carriage lines, and then of course obviously in October there'll be another event, and then probably in December I think there's going to be a special event, I think, with some class officers, I think. Could be wrong, but I don't know. And hopefully, close to my birthday, I hope I'll finally have permission to go in the cab for the class officer. I'm just trying to find a way to either now or somewhere else to find out how I can do it, and where to do it from. Some of these places to do it from. Obviously, I want to do get in the cab for the class 3 information before they go out of service, because it will be a best enjoyable event. Maybe even going in the cab with them, travelling to a certain point on the platform I'm due to getting off anyway. Then maybe on the way back from Warwick. I don't know, on my birthday that could have been. That event could happen on my birthday and my due to head back. Castle, or one of the cross-country sets. As long as it's a cross-country HST, not the Voyager, because they do the small cabs, but HST sets are really wide and spacious. But so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, follow me on my Instagram, follow me on my Twitter, and you can follow me if you want. Follow me on my WhatsApp, or you can also follow me on my Facebook. I'm not going to use Facebook near as often anymore because too much stuff is going on. So I won't be getting. I won't be on Facebook very much longer. I will probably return to WhatsApp, and obviously I'll just put my link to Facebook, Twitter, my Instagram, so you guys can go and watch it on my YouTube channel, and you can subscribe to it. It's just when you sign up to your YouTube page, and then you're good to go. That's pretty much all you have to do with that. But yeah. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys all on Wednesday. I'll see you guys on Wednesday and Thursday, and then again on Saturday. So I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you guys all on Wednesday. So a very special Blue Corn sets running on the main line at Dawlish. Hope you guys meet you guys there. Have a great day and peace out.